I was playing a match of Ghostface recording for an intro for an upcoming video. I had just one goal. I wanted to get a Mori because I like that he takes a picture with the survivor. So I threw on a pretty low-key build, an Ebony Mori, and readied up. And then proceeded to have the worst match of Dead by Daylight I can remember. I couldn't catch anyone. The survivors were constantly clicking and emoting and teabagging. I was just getting increasingly angry and miserable as the game went on. And at the very end, when I thought I could kill at least one person, Jake got a flashbang save, and everyone got out. I was fuming. I couldn't believe my luck that I was just trying to play a casual game of Ghostface, and I got these fucking survivors that are just trying to make me miserable. I mean, they're what's wrong. And pause. We're seeing the first step in the cycle of toxic behavior in Dead by Daylight. A killer has a terrible match, and then proceeds to feel bad about themselves and wants to prove that they can kill. So they switch to a killer that they're more comfortable with a build that doesn't account for survivor fun. And they make the next game's survivors fucking miserable. They tunnel, they slug, they camp. Anything to prove that the previous game was just a blip and they're not actually that bad at the game. And that's step 2. Now let's look at the survivors from this game. This Jane is new, trying out a new perk on a character that she just bought, only to go against a killer that tunnels her out in the first 5 minutes of the game. So her anger builds, and she thinks that killers are heartless assholes that don't account for survivor fun. So she gathers her friends, her builds get better and better and better, and she gets more skilled at looping, and she taunts killers now, because she's in a position where she's all but guaranteed to live. And then that team goes against a Ghostface, who's trying to get a Mori because they like that he takes a picture with the survivor. This cycle fucking sucks, and it just repeats itself until both sides are running perks and items that ensure that they won't be bullied. And it especially targets killers that are fundamentally weaker, killers that don't have anti-loot powers or map control. Thus the fear of bullying scares all the killer mains up the tier list, and we end up with a lot more blights, nurses, Weskers, etc. There's nothing wrong with playing a strong killer. But if the reasoning behind that decision is, I don't want to be bullied, then there might be a more pressing underlying issue. This isn't a killer-sided problem. This loop can start anywhere. And my problem isn't competitiveness. It's fear and anger-fueled competitiveness. Being steamrolled by the other side fucking sucks, no matter who you are. And I don't think the solution to that problem is to upgrade your perks and build and run what competitive teams run. That wouldn't be my solution, at least. Because what this cycle drives us to is a game that's repetitive, stressful, and unfun. Which is the experience for a lot of people, and it's why a lot of players leave Dead by Daylight. But I'm making this video as something of a promise to myself to not let a shitty game affect me so much. And if it really is stressing me out, then I'd rather just take a breather and listen to some music than actively try and make the next team have a bad time. Because every single survivor team that I take my anger out on means there's less chance of a silly survivor making my day. And there's less chance of survivors running goofy perks and doing silly things. And then where's the fun? The humanity of this game?